we got the Urban Decay Naked Ultraviolet palette. But guess what? Not only are there purple, my dears, not only purple, but we have a little bit of the gold, peachy, in the right-hand side of the palette, my dears. Now, today we're going to be playing a little bit of this in. I ain't gonna lie, we're going to be using one dark shade, as you can tell from my eyes, my dears. So, if you're interested in finding out how I created this lovely, sparkle, orangey eye look with this palette, then keep watching, my dears. Keep watching. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my dears, and thank you so much for pushing a little play button. I really appreciate it. Now, today I'm going to give you a makeup tutorial of the Naked Urban Decay Ultraviolet palette with, of course, this side of the palette, my dears, with this side, with some orangey type of situation. Now, before we begin, I just want to remind you, just in case you haven't already, please consider subscribing, and remember to push the little notification bell, because it will let you know when my videos are up and loaded, my dears. And please follow me on all of my social medias on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, and even Snapchat. And it all has the exact same handle at Enidbluesinger. And my IMDb page, it has my full name, Enidbluesinger. Even though currently, due to the whole world pandemic situation, I'm not acting or doing anything. But I am doing some stuff with my music, and let's just say you're going to be surprised within a month or so about a couple cover songs that I will be coming out. If you're excited like I am, I know, it's excitement. And a lot of the music, it is blues and jazz in the 1950s, down the clip. So, for no further ado, I'm gonna hush and let's start going into the tutorial of the Urban Decay. Well, my dears, welcome back. Now, on this video, as I stated in the intro, we're gonna continue with the second Naked Urban Decay Ultraviolet palette, except instead of doing the purples like we did last time on this video right over here, we're going to do a little bit of the orange with a touch of sparkle situation. So basically what I mean is, we're going to be using this side of the palette. Now, I'm going to apologize a little bit ahead of time because due that I am outside, I am filming. Believe it or not, it's about 6:30 something. It's going to be going back and forth. So we're going to have excellent lighting on one end and on another, not so much. I will try to edit this as best I possibly can. So I apologize for that. So let's go ahead and let's go on with the tutorial of the orange with a touch of sparkle. Alright, my dears, right now I do have concealer on. That's all I have, and it's not even set yet, my dears. It is not set. So the first thing we're going to do is set with the palette, my dears. We're going to set. So the way we're going to set this, I'm going to be using the Pro Airbrush 31. It's a Sephora brush. And what I've been doing is using this first color over here that's called Trippin. And that's honestly the main thing I use this color for. Set the concealer, my dears. Set the concealer. Alright, my dears. Now I went ahead and set everything in. And don't take away this brush, by the way, because this will also help you blend a little bit later. So use this as an actual blend, because this one, like this particular brush, is absolutely fantastic to use, my dears. Fantastic. Now, let's get on with the eye look. We're going to get a Sigma E40, I know, my babes. And we're going to go into Mind Slip and Hat. And we're going to apply this all over the crease. Alright, my dears, and that's basically how it looks like all over the crease with these two colors. Now, here's the thing about these two colors. They're extremely light. So, it requires a lot of building, my dears. A lot of building. So with me, I constantly have to keep going this way and blend. Get more on the brush, put it on the eye. So it's a lot of building and a lot of blending. Now, if you are the type of person that likes that very almost like a light wash of color, this is perfect. If you're like me that like extreme drama and likes things to be seen on the face, then you're gonna have to build a lot, my dears. Like, I'm still continuing to build. Now, another thing you can do if you're a little bit in a hurry and you just want to build a little bit faster, go ahead and use MAC Fix Plus, because that actually will help the situation. MAC Fix Plus really does help, but by itself with no additional help, this is how it looks like. Now off to the next step, my dears. To the next step. And then I'm going to grab my Sigma E25, and we're actually going to move over for a little bit, my dears. We're going to move over for just a time. This color way over here on the far right of the palette is called Digital. Now, you see how that looks extremely black? Well, we're going to put this in the half of the crease, like the outer part, just to give us a little bit more color, a little bit more, dimension. Tell me if you think this is black, my dears. Just let me know. Alright, my dear, and that's basically what Digital look like. Now, as you can tell, to me anyway, it looks more brown than black. But in a way, I think that's better anyway, because we just want to have that subtle darkness, but sometimes you don't want that dark, intense black. Black, in my opinion, is more in a nighttime situation. If you want to be a little bit more subtle during the day or even evening, I think brown is best. But this is basically how it looks like. As anything else, the same as the other colors, this color requires a lot of building, my dears. Lots and lots of building, and you will have to go back to your previous brush that you used. Mine slipped and hacked to just blend it out, and it just build up the color to the darkness of brown that you will like. So this is basically my deepness that I will like, and believe me, we will still continue to pile on colors. So don't worry, my dears. Don't fret, we will. Now, on with the rest of the look, my dears. Next, I will be using my other Sigma E55. If you guys see my brush collection, you'll be like, woman, you have other brushes. I'm always stuck with Sigma. Yeah, I should expand on that, shouldn't I? I should expand. Alright, well, the next color we're going to use with this brush, my dears, Days, the third color right over here. I'm going to put this all over the lid. Now, here's the thing about this color. You would think because it has some sparkle, it would look really nice with the finger. No, my dears. It's actually almost non-existent when you put it on the lid, so I like using a brush to put this all over the lid. Now, if you want to use your fingers, you can. It's just I would recommend to use the brush first in the finger, because even though with the finger it looks like there will be a lot of intensity. Not much applies to the eyes, but you can. The finger helps after you put it after the brush, as you can see the difference. And due to we're applying stuff with the fingers, and our God-given fingers are not exactly, I'm gonna put it, nice and soft. We're gonna go back to the first brush that we used to, blend our concealer. We're gonna use this brush, no additional product, and we're just gonna blend everything softly. That's the keyword, my dears. Nice and soft. The reason I say softly is because we're not trying to, get rid of any color just blending. The color do with any eyeshadow. They don't become as strong as they are when you first apply them. We're just trying to, slowly buff the eyeshadow, just so especially with these colors, they're very, very light and it does require a lot of buffing, just so we are aware. And this is basically the look so far with the colors. Now, another thing you should know about Days, well, I would recommend, if you do your eyes first like I do, this won't be an issue, but if you do put on your foundation first, this color, especially Days, the color does fall all over the cheeks, as you can tell from mine. I have like everywhere, which I'm going to be doing on my face later anyway, so it doesn't bother me. But if you have foundation first, and this is going to be your main color, Days will actually be everywhere. I'm just like to, it's going to be everywhere, my dears. Then, I'm actually going to be using the Urban Decay brush, because, it's in here. Yeah, we might as well use it. And I'm going to go into VR, the last golden here. I'm going to be using the smaller side of the brush. This color as well falls everywhere, just so you know. And I'm going to put this in the inner corners. Alright, my dears, and for the brown bone, we're going to go back and use Trippin like we did before, but I'm going to be using a different brush just so it can be defined a little bit better, my dears. So I'm going to be using, this is my Lexi 131 brush. Go to Trippin and just apply that to the brow bone. Alright, my dears, and that's basically the eye look on top that I'm going to go ahead and do. So give me a moment. I'm going to step away. For you, it'll be in a few seconds. Me, it's going to be a few minutes, to where I'm going to clean up my face a little bit, put on my brows, go ahead and put my primer, my concealer, my foundation, and some lipstick. Well, actually, I kind of already have lipstick on, actually. Some highlighter. So I will be right back, and we're still going to do one additional color underneath the eyes with this. And then I'll let you know my thoughts on this side of the Urban Decay Ultraviolet. Alright my dears, I am back and I am, well, I finished up my face my dears. So as I indicated, we're going to go ahead and finish underneath the eyes. And if you're wondering about all the products that's on my face my dears, everything is down in the description below. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go and continue using my Urban Decay brush that we have on here. And I'm actually going to be I'm going to be mixing a little bit of digital, like little poops, and a little bit of VR. And I'm going to rub this all underneath the lash line. Now when the tutorial is over, the light wants to cooperate. I am so sorry. I hope you were able to see the beginning of this. It's just that I know lighting is going off soon, so I am so sorry, my dears. And then I'm going to use the opposite side of this to just simply blend. Alright, my dears. And that's basically the entire look of the gold with a touch of sparkle, my dears. That's on the second half of the Urban Decay palette. So thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. And just a reminder, just in case you haven't already, please consider subscribing. Now, if you're interested in more makeup tutorial looks with this palette or any other palette that you're interested in, please let me know and comment down below. And give me a like. I would really appreciate it. Now, one last thing right before we leave. Be safe. Be kind. Be careful. I love you. I miss you. And I'll see you on the next video. See you soon.